morning, everybody, and welcome to Mr. Jackson. Let's see if he's here. Here we are. Who's in this box? Mr. Jackson. How do we get him out of this box? We sing his song, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, wake up, Mr. Jackson. So here we go. Wake up, Mr. Jackson. It's such a lovely day. Wake up, Mr. Jackson. Would you like to play? Wake up, Mr. Jackson. We just want to say, wake up, Mr. Jackson. Would you like to play? Ready? Stay on mute though. 1, 2, 3. Wake up, Mr. Jackson. I think even though you're on mute, you can shout louder than that. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Wake up, Mr. Jackson. Oh, oh, who's waking me up, making all that noise? Oh, Mr. Jackson, you haven't got your clothes on. Mr. Jackson, these children here, they may be on Zoom and they may be at home, but they've all got their clothes on. And their mums and dads and carers have all got their clothes on. And I've got my clothes on. Mr. Jackson, why haven't you got your clothes on? It's so embarrassing. I'm just going to put his clothes on, everybody. I'm really sorry about this. Oh, my goodness. Come on, Mr. Jackson. Get your clothes on. Here we go. That's better. Now we can have Mr. Jackson's story. So today's story, appropriately enough, is called Mr. Jackson and the Easter Bunny. So one day, Mr. Jackson was very excited because it was Easter, and he came downstairs to have his breakfast, and he was just having his cup of tea when he heard somebody coming down the garden path. Dippy dilly, I'm so silly. Dippy dilly, ha ha ha. Dippy dilly, I'm so silly. Dippy dilly, ha ha ha. And Dippy dilly burst into Mr. Jackson's kitchen. Mr. Jackson, Mr. Jackson, Mr. Jackson, I was so excited. What, said Mr. Jackson? What did you say, Dippy Dilly? And Dippy Dilly said, Mr. Jackson, Mr. Jackson, I'm so excited. And Mr. Jackson said, Dippy Dilly, slow down. I can't understand what you're saying. And Dippy Dilly said, Mr. Jackson, Mr. Jackson, Mr. Jackson, I'm so excited because I got some and we're going to get the eggs. And Mr. Jackson said, Dippy Dilly, you need to remember your ready list. Stop, see, breathe, soft and tall. So Dippy Dilly stopped, see, breathe, and his shoulders became soft and melty, soft and tall. And then Dippy Dilly found that his brain was working better. And he said, Mr. Jackson, I'm so excited. It's Easter, and the Easter Bunny will have been by now, and there'll be Easter eggs to go and find in the park. There's a great big Easter egg hunt for everybody in the whole town. And Mr. Jackson said, well, yes, actually, Dippy Dilly, that is quite exciting. And I'm quite keen also to go on the Easter egg hunt. So let's get our basket for the eggs and let's go down to the park and see if we can get some yummy chocolate Easter eggs. So Mr. Jackson and Dippy Dilly got their Easter egg basket. Here it is. And they took it down to the park, very excited to put lots of Easter eggs in it. But, oh dear, when they got there, it was not a happy scene. They expected to find Lots of people all excited and running around and with their baskets. But no, everybody was really, really miserable. And they were all sitting down like big slumpy slumps, feeling really, really sad with big, long, miserable faces. And Mr. Jackson said, "What's going on?" And Dippy Dilly said, "Hey, hang on, this is Easter. Everybody's supposed to be really happy." And then they saw the Easter bunny. It was Twinkle. Twinkle was the Easter bunny. And she looked so, so miserable. Mr. Jackson said, "Twinkle, what's the matter? Why do you look so miserable?" And Twinkle said, "Oh, Mr. Jackson, a terrible thing has happened. I've got my Easter eggs in my bag and I was about to put them all out. But when I looked in the bag, I saw not Easter eggs, but nuts. Someone has changed the Easter eggs for nuts. Nobody wants nuts. I can't put nuts out." "Oh no," said Mr. Jackson. "That is so disappointing. I was so looking forward to the Easter egg hunt, and now it's not going to happen because we can't go hunting for nuts." And Twinkle said, "Who on earth would do that? Who would steal all the Easter eggs and put nuts in the bag instead?" And Mr. Jackson felt so sad. And then he remembered to do his ready list. So he stopped, see, breathe, soft and tall, his head floated up, his shoulders melted down, and his brain started to work a little better. And he said, "Hang on a minute. Who is the people in Jacksontown, or who are often the ones who've done something rather rascally? Let me think now. There are two people who tend to be the ones who are responsible when something rascally has happened. Mrs. Jolliffe and Meathead." "Yeah," said Dippy Dilly. "I bet it's Mrs. Jolliffe and Meathead. They're always up to naughty tricks." So Mr. Jackson said, "Come on, let's go to their house and see if we can find the missing Easter eggs." So they set off for Mrs. Jolliffe and Meathead's house. But then a strange thing happened. They'd hardly gone any distance down the road when they saw Mrs. Jolliffe and Meathead coming along. There's Meathead. And Meathead was carrying his basket for Easter eggs. And Mrs. Jolliffe and Meathead were very excited to collect Easter eggs. And they said to Mr. Jackson, "Oh, Mr. Jackson, Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson, Mr. Jackson, I am so excited. I have my ickle basket and everything. I is all ready to collect my yummy, yummy, scrummy in my tummy chocolate eggies." "But Mr. Jackson, why is that Twinkle bunny so sadly?" "Oh, Mr. Jackson," said Meathead, "I'm sorry, but there isn't going to be an Easter egg hunt this year because the Easter bunny has lost all her Easter eggs." "Oh, Mr. Jackson, oh, disaster. Oh, what will we do? Oh, tragedy. Oh, woe is me." Mrs. Jolliffe said to him, "Oh, do be quiet, Meathead. We need to think." "Well, I tried that, Mrs. Jolliffe, but I didn't come up with a really good idea." "Come on, everyone, think. Why is this sack full of nuts? Who could have put them there?" Then, surprisingly, Dippy Dilly decided to do his ready list. Stop, see, breathe, soft and tall. And he had a good idea. "Let me think," said Dippy Dilly. "Who likes nuts? Who likes to eat nuts? What animals like nuts? Uh-oh. Squirrels like nuts. Aha. I think squirrels might have something to do with this. Let's go into the woods and see if we can find any squirrels, and maybe we might find what happened to the chocolate Easter eggs. So Mr. Jackson and Dippy Dilly and all the people in the town set off for the woods. And when they got there, they suddenly heard a funny squeaking sound. And out from a tree came a squirrel. Here he comes. And he was very, very angry. And he said, "What has happened to my nuts? My sack of nuts disappeared. And instead, I've got these horrible, disgusting, yucky chocolate eggs. Yeah, look, they're horrible. I hate chocolate. They're disgusting. Yuck, yuck, yuck." And Twinkle the bunny was totally delighted. "Oh," she said, "that's wonderful. Squirrel, you've got the nuts. Here, look, here are your nuts. And you've got the chocolate eggs. Oh, I must have picked up the wrong bag," said the squirrel. "Give me those nuts. I don't want these horrible, yucky chocolates." "Oh, be quiet," said Mrs. Jolliffe. "You horrible tree rat. Give those chocolate eggs over. We want them for the chocolate egg Easter hunt." So the very irritating squeaky squirrel spat out the chocolate eggs onto the floor, and the Easter bunny gave him his nuts, and he was very, very happy. "I've got my nuts," he said. "I've got my nuts. Hooray! Happy Easter, everybody." And off he went with his Easter nuts, and the chocolate eggs were ready for the Easter egg hunt. So all the children in Jacksontown had some lovely Easter eggs. They did have their Easter egg hunt, even though it was a little bit late. And the squirrel got his nuts. And possibly best of all, or possibly not, Meathead got to sing his Easter song. Now, I don't know if you know, but Meathead does tend to have this thing about he likes to sing songs. And I'm not going to let him do it because his songs are really terrible. And I don't think you want to hear one of his songs. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get Mr. Jackson. Oh, I can't see him. He's down here somewhere. I'm just going to get Mr. Jackson so he can say goodbye to you. Okay, I won't be a minute. I think he's on the floor somewhere. I think he might have gone. He might be under the sofa. Hello, everyone. My name is Meathead, and I'm now going to sing my Easter song for you. You are so lucky. Ready? Ham, 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 ham. Easter time, Easter time, Easter time for me. Easter eggs, Easter eggs, I eat them for my tea. I like chocolate Easter eggs, but I eat them much too quick. Then I get a tummy ache, and sometimes I is sick. Blip. Thank you everybody, thank you. Mr. Jackson, where are you? Oh, here he is. Oh, goodness. Oh, right. So just going to say goodbye to Mr. Jackson and put him into his box. So goodbye, everybody. I hope you enjoyed Mr. Jackson's story. And you're going to put him to sleep, take his clothes off, and I will see you all.
It was really funny.
Have a lovely Easter time.
I absolutely loved that. I was so nostalgic because I haven't seen a Mr. Jackson show for about a year, maybe more.
My favourite bit was just now when the Meathead
You were
sang
lagging,
the
so I
song.
couldn't
Yeah, that was
talk,
so
please.
funny.
Meathead sang a
You were
song.
lagging, so I
Just a minute, what did you say?
Yeah.
What?
Meathead sang his song.
But I
Yeah,
told him,
I loved it. It was great.
He sang a song.
I told him he couldn't sing his song. And you mean
It
when I
was
was looking
great.
for Mr. Jackson, he sang his song. Oh man, he's such a rascal. He's such a rascal.
No.
It was a good song.
I don't believe that for a second.
Yeah, it was a funny song.
This song gave me a tummy.
Gave you a tummy ache. I'm not surprised he's got a terrible voice.
Yeah, he shouldn't give up the day job.
Looks like a pirate.
Poor old Meathead, he loves to sing songs. And I don't usually let him. He's so terrible at it.
I'm really.
You think I should let him do it a bit more then, sing his songs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Some people are saying yes, some people are saying no.
Singing.
I hope you have Easter eggs and not nuts for Easter on your Easter egg hunt. So lots of love to you all, and I shall see you all after Easter. Have a fab time, okay?
Bye.
Bye, y'all. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye. Bye.